Hi everyone. I just want to quickly give us an overview on how we can quickly start up with a MS project. If you can just quickly look at this, I will first open my project. Can if you have the icon on the desktop, you can actually double click on it and open it, or you just scroll and open just as I did. If you open a project like this, you will quickly see a template that is available for you to actually adopt and use. And you will also scroll down and you will see the recent project that you are currently working on. So you can see all of these. But because we are starting with a blank project, so we have to open a blank project. And once you open, you will see two views. The first view, which is this one here, is the entry table where you key in the different activities and different task lists that you are going to be executing in the project. And this other side is the Gantt view for the project. The Gantt view will begin to actually show by the time you start entering tasks in this other side. This is the entry table. And also, I want you to note that there are other tables that you can also view by the time you open a project. You can do that by clicking on the view button over here. And on the table here, if you click on the drop-down list, you will see different types of tables that you can actually, if you click on cost, you will see a different tables with different headings in the columns. You can also go back to the entry table for the different activities. You can slide this back and forth for you to see the views of the different columns that are also available. So these are different columns that we have on the entry table. We have the tax mode, we have the tax name, we have the duration, the start and the finish, the predecessors, and the resource name. The tax mode should be able to tell you whether you are automatically scheduling a task or you're manually scheduling a task. And the tax column is where you enter the different tasks and the different activities. The duration is the time duration for each of the activities where you're going to key in the durations which you've already estimated, and then the start and finish date and the predecessors. Like you already know, the predecessors are those activities that should be executed before the other one will happen. And the resources that we'll be using for each activities will be entered in this column. If you need other information that you need to actually, make reference to, or you need to work with, you can also key them by adding a new column here. But for now, this is not so necessary. So we can just leave this for now. So you can slide this out for you to see only the tables. If you want to print only the tables, if you want to bring back the Gantt, you can slide back this way and you will see the Gantt view again. That is one key thing. And before you will start actually doing anything in the project, I want to quickly show you a few things that you need to know for you to set up a new project. What you do is you click on the file button over here, and then you go down to the option button. You click on the options, a window will appear just as you can see over here. So once you see that, you see the general information that you need to ensure that they are in the right format that you want them. All right, the date format, the Gantt, the default view for the Gantt, and also maybe if you want to put your username or whatever. Mine is already automatically here because I am using the university laptop and my initials are here. You might decide to change any of this information if you want to. If you click on display, there you will see the type of calendar that you'll be using. If you look at this, we have the Gregorian calendar, which is by default what is already in this project, and that is what is using universally used. But if you happen to work in a different environment where a different calendar is being used, you can actually choose any of these. You can also change the currency of where you are working. Currently, by default, it is in euros, and I can decide to also click on the drop down list here, and you see all the different currencies from different part of the world where you can actually key in to set up your project. For now, we are using Euro because we are in Ireland, so I leave it in Euro. And these smart places, you can also increase it and decrease it if you want to. All right. So you can also, so we can leave it for now into the smart places. All right. That's one. So if you click on schedule, that is where you can put in the basic informations on when exactly is the week supposed to start and when is actually the normal starting period or the starting month of the year. You can change all of this information depending on the locality, on the kind of project that you're working on. By default, Monday is the first working day, and by default also January is the physical start month, year of a physical year, and by default also work starts by 8 a.m. and work ends by 5 p.m. As you can see here, what it means is that we have 8 hours work a day and 40 hours per week, and that's the days per month. The number of days you work in a month is 20 hours. But if there is need for you to change all of this, you can always click on this drop down list here and change it for your own project. All right, but now we can just leave them as they are because by default that is what we are using. This proving may not necessarily be so useful for now, but if you want, you can go through all of these ones and pick all the necessary information that you want to use. You can change the language here and all of that. Okay, and once you have seen that every information is in the right format that you want it, just click the OK button and you have set up the project to start work. Now, before we continue, always note these icons over here. If you click on the tax button here, that is where you will be, using to key in all your tax informations or the activities that you will be using. And whenever you're entering the tax in the tax column, ensure that you're in the tax button over here, and all the icons and all these functions that you are seeing here are used to either um, adjust or format the tax and they ensure that they are properly aligned, and you can also create your work breakdown structure in this view. Under the resource tab here, that is where you can assign resources, manage the resources, level the resources, and ensure that there is no overallocation of resources using all these icons that you can see over here. Then the report is where you generate your report, like the cash flows, the progress, and all of those information. Then in the project is where you key in the necessary information as per the project. You give the project information, and you can change the working time also, maybe for the work breakdown structure. And when you start monitoring the project, you can also set the baselines. You can also update the project and all of that and set the status date in this view. Like I said earlier, for the view tab here, that is where you can actually view the network diagram, view your calendar, view the different types of tables, your resource sheet, and the resource usage and all of that. You can also view them by this tab, but I'll just leave that for now. If peradventure there are some things you want to do in the project and you don't really know how you can go about it, you can click on the help button over here. And once you click on help here, you can quickly type in what you want to do, and the project can assist you by giving you some kinds of information that will be helpful for you to quickly do what you want to do. All right. And under the Gantt chart format here, that is where you can format your Gantt chart. You can also identify your critical task, the slacks, and all of that under this particular uh, um, tab here. And you can also, if you click on the task here, if you click on this drop down list over here, that is, you can also view the different like we saw in the view tab. You can see your network diagram, you can see your resource sheet, you can also go to your resource usage, resource forms, and all these are different views that you can actually pick up and view them whenever you want. All right. And Once you have all this information, you are good to go with Microsoft project. I hope this is going to be very much helpful to all of us, and this is going to be the the first thing that you need to know about getting started with Microsoft project. And I want to believe that this is going to be a very big opportunity for us to get it started in the right way. So I hope we continue in the next video. All right.